Greg, thank you very much. Now at 5, there are new allegations of racist, sexist, and homophobic behavior against 2 longtime CBS executives who oversee the network's local TV stations.
Don Champion, a former freelance reporter at New York station WCBS TV, said in a Facebook post that he was, quote, bullied and discriminated against for being a gay black man.
Now this follows allegations of sexism and racism by Peter Dunn and David Friend at the CBS station in Philadelphia, first reported by the Los Angeles Times. CBS 4's Jerika Duncan spoke to Don Champion about experiencing what he calls blatant bigotry.
My agent warned me, be careful, you're gay, black, and a man.
Don Champion says he was warned of problems at WCBS TV in New York before he started his job as a freelance reporter in 2013.
You know, I can't say enough how much fear you live in when you're in this situation. Whether I was able to make rent or eat that month was dependent on how David felt about me. I was just trying to endure it and survive.
Champion came forward Tuesday after the release of an LA Times report alleging sexism and racism by CBS executives David Friend and Peter Dunn, who run 28 local CBS stations.
What's the biggest concern in all of this when you look at how long they have yielded this amount of power?
How many other lives and careers they've ruined. I mean, these are 2 very, very powerful men in the TV news industry.
The LA Times report focused largely on CBS station KYW-TV in Philadelphia. The article reviewed allegations that Dunn and Friend cultivated a hostile work environment that included bullying female managers and blocking efforts to hire and retain black journalists. Margaret Cronin was news director at KYW for nearly 2 years. She left in 2017. Cronin says Friend, her boss at the time, didn't explicitly use racist language, but she says it was implied.
In some emails I would receive that when I was trying very hard to hire people of color, I seemed to get them rejected left and right. And I would get emails that say, he can't talk or he can't write.
Cronin told the Times that Dunn reportedly took aim at veteran anchor Yuki Washington, calling him just a jive guy.
Do you think Peter Dunn and David Friend are racist?
I don't feel comfortable coming out and answering that.
Do you think they should be fired?
I believe they should no longer be running the CBS television station division.
What about the dozens of people who've been impacted by decisions made at the very top who will never get a chance to be Yuki?
My heart goes out to them.
Last night, an emotional Washington, who has been at KYW more than 30 years, thanked his supporters.
My mom told me as a kid that there is strength in numbers. It's still true. We all have the power to create change, and we can do it together.
CBS internally investigated Dunn in 2019. In a statement to the LA Times, the company said senior management at the time addressed the situation with him, but had not had new complaints since then. Earlier this week, CBS announced Dunn and Friend are on leave pending a new third-party investigation, adding CBS is committed to a diverse, inclusive, and respectful workplace. In a news statement Tuesday, the company said all concerns presented will be considered in the new investigation.
When you hear of people now in powerful positions at CBS saying we are about diversity, we respect everyone, what do you make of that?
I have watched from the outside at the changes at the network level, and I certainly applaud that. But everyone in the TV business knows that from the local news level, this was a reckoning that needed to happen.
Now, Friend previously told the LA Times that he has a strong track record when it comes to hiring, supporting, and placing women and people of color in important roles. He also tells CBS News that Champion's accusations are based on nothing but conjecture. Friend offered Champion a staff job at CBS in late 2019, which Champion did acknowledge. Friend said his critiques of Mr. Champion were always based on performance and had nothing to do with race, gender, or sexual orientation. Meanwhile, Dunn's attorney told CBS News that Dunn is confident that he always acted properly and that an investigation will find this. Jerika Duncan, CBS News, New York.
And CBS 4 and MyTV 33 are part of the CBS television stations group owned by Viacom CBS.